important aspect of Islam. And we try to understand that when you live in the society or in an environment which is not fully suitable according to the deen in terms of the Taharat, that does not change the way as a Muslim we have to carry on the teachings of our deen. The change of society does not change the fundamental and core teachings of Islam. They have to be adopted and they have to be observed and looked after. In particular, when we talk about the Taharat, it is one of the most important elements of our deen, and we understood that one of the greatest aspects of ibadat and worship is salah. And Allah Azza wa Jal has commanded to you and I to have taharat and to be pure, and if a person is impure, then to do the ablution, and if needed, then to do the ghusl is an essential part. Without that, you cannot even begin your salah. So if the most important ibadat requires the purity, taharat, and being clean, then what about the rest of the aspect of your deen and the rest of your life, that how pure a person has to be? And remember that when we talk about taharat, you have two different dimensions. The first, the physical taharat, and second is the internal spiritual taharat. The spiritual taharat is a long way. We still need to understand what is it in our deen that Allah and His Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, they focus on the physical tahara, in particular when it comes to the ibadat, when it comes to the conducting the ways of worship, a person has to be clean. And just to understand, if you think about that, the fardiyat of fasting, why did Allah Azza wa Jal make fasting compulsory and obligatory upon Muslims? The reason Allah Ta'ala, He Himself has stated in the Holy Quran. What does He say? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So you become muttaqi and pious. What does piety mean? Piety means the internal taharat. Allah wants you to purify yourself before the ibadat, and then Allah wants you to gain the internal and spiritual tahara after the ibadat, or via the ibadat, if you may say. And that is the reason Allah Ta'ala stated, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ التَّوَّابِينَ وَيُحِبُّ الْمُتَطَهِّرِينَ. Allah loves the tawabin, those who repent to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, وَيُحِبُّ الْمُتَطَهِّرِينَ, and Allah loves those who keep themselves clean and who seek to be pure when it comes to living in this dunya. When it comes to the aspect of the ibadat, they remain clean and they remain in such state that when people look at them, they do not disgust these people, instead they like them. An example, now one day a Sahabi came into the Masjid al-Nabawi. When he came inside, the state he was in, the clothes he was wearing, they were quite dirty. And Prophet ﷺ knew his financial state. He wasn't some poor man who could not afford to wear decent clothing. Then Prophet ﷺ called him. Summary of hadith, Prophet ﷺ, he called him and he said to him that if Allah has given you, then why are you showing the sign of poverty on yourself? If Allah has given you, then why are you showing the signs of poverty on yourself? Now the problem we have in our society, and these cases we come, very lightly I touched upon last Friday. So we have individuals and husbands who expect they could be wearing designer clothes. So when it comes to spending on the family, they are reluctant. They are conjuice. They are miserly. Yes? Now, what is the reason why they are miserly and why they are not spending on their family, and their family or children remain, suppose, in the state as if they don't have nice things to wear? There could be two reasons. A, that they are happy to spend on themselves and they don't feel that their money is decreasing. But when it comes to spending on their children and wives, then they feel like they will be poor. They are getting poor. Like the mushrikun of Makkah, they used to kill their daughters. Why? The Quran says that the reason was that they were afraid of poverty. That if we have daughters, they are not going to make money. And if they are not going to make money, raising them, I will be spending my capital and savings. And for that reason, I shouldn't be having any daughters, or I should not be raising any daughters. Even if I have them, I should bury them alive. Islam abolished this teaching and this practice. And Rasul Kareem alayhi salatu wasalam then gave the fadilat and the virtue in famous ahadith. The virtue of raising a daughter. Subhanallah. So the one reason is that they are afraid of poverty. They think, if I spend on myself, it's fine because my money. If it goes down in number, it's fine because I have spent on myself. By spending on family, they are reluctant. My money will be decreasing. That's the first reason. The second reason, the wife has a job and she makes her own money. Now husband thinks that why she can't buy her own things, why I have to spend on her. Subhanallah. What is the mechanism in Islam when it comes to spending on your family? Who should be spending on whom? That is the question. And you may call me biased if you think that Maulana is taking the side of wives and women. And you may class me as a feminist. And you know my stand very well. But look at the teachings of our deen. What does Islam say? It is husband's duty to look after the wife and the children, sheltering her, clothing her, and feeding her. It is your duty as a husband to look after them. When the winter comes, they will require coats. So it is your duty to buy them the decent items that can be used, and the signs of poverty are not on them. They are not going around in dirty clothes. When people look at them, first thing it will come in their mind is that what kind of husband she has, or what kind of father the children have, who can't spend on their own children. Subhanallah. So the Sahabi, Rasul Kareem taught him. And why the Prophet ﷺ said to him what he said? If Allah has given you, then you should not be going around as somebody who does not have anything. It is against the choice of Allah that Allah made for you to give you enough that you can clothe yourself and you can keep yourself clean. So this is what Islam teaches us. This is what our deen is about. So you present yourself as a decent Muslim individual. When people look at you, they can admire your faith. That Muslims are clean people. When they are in the streets, when we look at them, they are decent individuals, and it is about their deen that teaches to these individuals to be clean and present themselves in a good way. Now coming back to the wudu, now the hadith part we listened to the last week. There's another detailed hadith from Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, and Imam Muslim has narrated this hadith, quoted this hadith in his Sahih. فأن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أتى المقبرة. Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, he came to a qabristan, a graveyard. فقال, and Prophet said, السلام عليكم دار قومي مؤمنين. Peace be with you, or the household believers who live here, who stay in Qabristan. And then Prophet ﷺ, he completed his dua. In his dua he added, وَدِدْتُ أَنَّا قَدْ رَأَيْنَا إِخْوَانَنَا. Prophet ﷺ said, وَدِدْتُ, I would love, أَنَّا قَدْ رَأَيْنَا, to see إِخْوَانَنَا, our brothers. Prophet used the word إِخْوان for these people.